I just want to geek out about this stuff and talk about it. And then it's like, they're like, put you on camera and like, be real vague. And I'm like, oh dear, this is doomed. These people are in their late 20s, early 30s. You know, they're full functioning adults. So I wanted the complication of the devastation of losing him, the gratitude and elation of Rosa being back, and the anger towards Max for doing this, for just removing her agency, for saying, I'm gonna make a decision. And of course it comes from a good place, and it comes from, I love you so much, and I know this is this thing that ruined you in a lot of ways. It was a trauma for her, and it's affected so much in her life. And so he wants to try to give her that gift, but it's at the cost of losing him. And so that's not a decision for him to make.
I am not leaving you, Max.
Good.
Sadly, we are seeing way less of Max and Liz this season, especially off the top. And that was so hard for me selfishly, because I had grown quite accustomed to working with Nathan, and our partnership extends off camera. So it means that we are collaborating on scenes constantly. And to not have him around was really hard. It was just a huge adjustment. And this is our show, you know, this is a show built on Liz and Max, and it's a property that is built on Liz and Max, from the book series, original show, to this. And it felt very weird to have to do it without my partner. It did create an opportunity to be very creative about the ways he can be a part of our show. Rosa was dead season 1, and she was around a lot. So I'm really proud of how they made that work, our clever writers, yes.
Hope we get at least one of those lovely stares.
I'm like, come on, right? I used to talk to Shiri about that all the time. Appleby played Liz in the original. The like, how much is unsaid between Liz and Max, which I think is very much a through line between our two versions. And it's the looks, it's like the unsaid and the longing, and how deep and rooted and loaded those looks are. So yeah, there'll be a couple of those.
It just doesn't make sense to me that I'm alive and Max Evans is.
Rosa, no. I've been trying so hard so you wouldn't feel that. Don't think about it like that. That's not what I want.
That dynamic was so fun to dive into. I was the younger sister, but now that she's back, it's been 10 years, so now Rosa's technically the younger sister. I have such a good time with Amber Midthunder. We love doing these sister scenes, and it's a big part of especially honestly, the whole season. It's a mixture of elation, like unbelievable elation, because it's a sci-fi show. This is the primed for this kind of thing where like the impossible happens, and it's truly the impossible. And then also real stress and confusion, the responsibility for Liz, which is already high for this character always, but suddenly is through the roof because she has to keep the secret, and the factors are amounting and amounting. Her dad, the town, this little place where everybody's always talking, you know. She's the person with a lot of responsibilities, Liz Arteco. It's a part of why I love being a part of this story too, because that she's a woman of color with this amount of responsibility is important to me, and I think it's a real reflection of the honest experience that most of us women of color have. Juggling a lot, trying to be a boss, trying to be a good wife, a good, mother, a good sister, whatever it is. Yeah.
He brought you back to life, and now I'm gonna bring him back.
He would do anything and everything for them to be together. So she smells early on that something is fishy, that something's going on. And she does what is her impulse, which is to do whatever she needs to do to bring him back. It's fascinating to me how big the challenge is for her. If we think about it just like logically. He's an alien, everything's immediate, it's the hands, she's a scientist. That is a slow process, that is hypothesis, that is testing it out, that is, it didn't work, let's try it again. That is hours in the lab and time that she doesn't have. And even still, it's like, it does not faze her. She is like, I will make it work then, I will make it work with all the constraints and all the problems, because anything is possible. It's something, she's like, all right, then I figure out how to make both these things work to satisfy Rosa existing in this world and to make sure that Max is a part of it. And she will go through walls to make it work. Like, she will absolutely go to exhaustion to make it work. It's not an option for her to not be a reality, that they are both in her life then, if it's a possibility.